Welcome to Trundlebed Tales, the podcast about Laura Ingalls Wilder, historic foodways, one-room schools, and other social history. This is Sarah Utoff, the host and creator of Trundlebed Tales. Find us all around the web under Trundlebed Tales and on your favorite social media platform. If you listen or just have an account on a podcast system, please leave positive feedback wherever you get your podcasts because that helps people find the show. We no longer, sadly, have a call-in feature, but if you have a comment, a question, or a suggestion, you can email me at info@trundlebedtales.com or on any of our social media channels. And I hope you enjoy today's show. Hey ho, true believers, it's time for another episode of Trundlebed Tales. Now, I want to make sure that you are all caught up in where we are with the podcast. You should know that traditionally I've done it through Blog Talk Radio because that had the option of letting people call in live to the show. That's why we've been able to do special episodes like the birthday party and suggestions for how to do things and be able to take questions from people when we do interviews. Sadly, that is no longer an option. We have moved over to Podbean, which I hope we can stay at, but we'll have to see. I have been trying to tie these two halves of the podcast together, and I am not sure I have properly succeeded at that. So if you would take a look wherever you normally look for the podcast and let me know that there are new episodes appearing, I would truly appreciate it. And with that, we are trying to get going on doing more episodes. Hey, good news is that we can now schedule episodes. So hopefully we'll be able to get that out on a more regular basis, and maybe you'll be able to see it. So we won't have to be playing around with other people's schedules so much. So I hope you like it. Please let me know. Please share it out so people realize where to find it now. And with that, we want to talk about what else is going on during April 2025 in Laura Ingalls Wilder fandom. And first off, good news, I have a program. I'm going to be doing packing up for the Iowa Questers in Clive, Iowa on Saturday, April 26th, 2025. Now, that is part of their annual event. So I hope that if you are interested in Questers, you will go ahead and register so you can come. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Questers, they are a women's club that is focused on antiques and history. Every month, they have one of their members or somebody from outside, depending on what's going on, present about a particular research topic, a particular antique. My cousin Becky talks about salt cellars and has done that for one of hers. I've done local programs where they talked about Laura. There also were involved around the bicentennial. A lot of them did projects with living history sites. So if you have like a local county living history site, there may well be something that is got a plaque that says something about thank you to the Questers. And I am all for women's clubs, and it seems like there is a lot of good information with this one. So if you are interested in being a quester, or you are a quester and are interested in coming to the state meeting, we will be seeing you in Clive the last Saturday of April. There are also a couple of home site events this month. Spring Valley is having spring tea and exhibits preview, and that's in Spring Valley, Minnesota. It is where Mother and Father Wilder moved to from New York when they came to Minnesota. Their house is gone. They're fairly confident that the barn that's still there was theirs, and they have done a remarkable job tracking down every bit of history about the Wilder family in Spring Valley that they can. They also have a church that is their museum that was just finished when Laura and Manly were there, and has sort of ended up being the sort of history for all the churches in the area. And they have these stained glass windows that they are extremely proud of, and will, at least sometimes, depending on who your guide is, uh, you'll they will just assume you're there to see the windows, even though they even call it the Laura Ingalls Wilder Museum. They will still think you are only there to see the windows. So uh, that is one of the things you'll can look forward to doing. They are pretty fancy windows. And also, the Missouri Cherry Blossom Festival is going to be this month in Marshville, Missouri. That is close, but not right next to Mansfield, Missouri. And it's going to be April 24th to 27th. Now, one thing I have had continuing issues with is they tend to wait till the last second possible to give out information about their schedule. I do not know if you register ahead of time, if you get more information, but I don't have any details to go in my events list except the date. I can tell you they have been releasing the attendees one at a time. And it looks like there's going to be a decent roundup of the Little House cast and also the Waltons cast if you're interested in it. If you are completely unfamiliar with the Missouri Cherry Blossom Festival, they're kind of a unique event because they mix classic television stars with people who were either involved in history or are descendants of people like presidents. And you don't really normally see that much focus on the descendants of presidents, for example, and other historic people that they deal with. And it's very odd to have the two halves together, but it sounds like it's a really fun event. And one of these years, I am going to clear my schedule in time to actually go. And I think that's pretty much it for April. April tends to be a big Laura Ingalls Wilder month because it's National Library Week. And this month, I haven't seen that really. There's also been some concern with various states about library funding. So if you might want to check into that, see what's happening with libraries in your state. The federal government is looking to get rid of an agency who gives money to local museums and to libraries. And we don't know if getting rid of that means funding will stop or if they're just getting rid of the infrastructure or what's going on. That just seems to be sort of what's happening in politics, but it never hurts to tell your elected officials, no matter where you live, that you value libraries. And the last thing I am trying to mention in all my podcasts or in all these kinds of podcasts, is the 250th anniversary of America. It's still coming up in 2026. I've seen a little bit of focus on it pick up, but nothing much in the way of events. If you find out something that's going on for a big anniversary next year, go ahead and give me a shout out so I can get it added to the list. There have been some Revolutionary War events ticking up, but I'm probably going to save the space that I have in here for when I think it's going to be a big event and I have enough leeway that I think you could get there if my report was the first time you were hearing of it. So with that, follow close on this. Tell your elected officials you love libraries, you love small museums, and I will see you next month on Trundlebed Tales.